Welcome back to another episode of The Wild Table. Tonight we've been granted access to hunt another farm that we've never been to, and on this farm there's all sorts: turkeys, hares, wallaby and even wild pig. So let's go for a hunt and see what we can put on the wild table. I've only got the 17 HMR with me, and we're gonna see if we can maybe nab a hare or some turkeys. Whatever. Happy to take whatever comes out. Wild food is wild food. We just spotted another turkey further down the hill, so we just spooked a whole bunch of them and they all flew off. But this turkey is just sort of cruising down the hill there, so I think we have a pretty good chance of catching up with him and some turkey meat on the table. Let's have a look. Just spotted some more turkeys over here. Those turkeys are just mouthing off in the back. There's another mob down here. It's a little bit windy for the 17. But fingers crossed. There you go. There's actually another one on the other side. That was actually a perfect range for a couple of young turkeys. Probably 10 meters or so. 2 shots, 2 turkeys straight down. The other one's just over the fence, so I'm just gonna go and grab that one. There we go. Here's that other jake. Oh no, it's a hen actually. Nice little hen. Both quite young animals. Be perfect eating. Super stoked. Go. A couple of nice young wild turkeys for the wild table. It's super windy at the moment here, and I was really concerned about the wind because 17 HMR is a shitty caliber for shooting in the wind. But it just turns out that these 2 turkeys were right here, like something like 10 meters, which was perfect. 1 shot each turkey, you know, nice young ones, nice 1-year-old turkeys. This is gonna be perfect eating. So wrapped, yeah. So just found some wallaby sign down by the river. But then just on the way back, I just had this gut feeling to just poke my head into this little gully. And there's another mob of turkeys up here. So, because we're here, I'm just going to sneak up and we'll see if we might be able to nab another turkey or 2. Fuck, I just ran after this group of turkeys. Just taking a couple of shots and chased one of the birds down, killed him. That's at least 3 nice turkeys on the ground. And yeah, that's plenty for me anyway. It's a pretty good hunt, I reckon. So I just kind of snuck up the side of this hill up here and sort of sidled over to get to these turkeys, and then all of a sudden they were just right below me, so I fired a couple of shots. I would have thought there was another couple of turkeys on deck, but I think maybe my elevation was a little bit too high, so I didn't quite manage to hit where I wanted to. Either way, I hit this tom and he kind of just flew over the other side of the hill, and so I managed to track him down straight away and shoot him one more time, and that was it. And then I ran after the rest of the flock because I didn't want to make sure I left any injured birds anywhere, and I found one bird that was sitting, and I sort of snuck around to get a shot at her, but thankfully I waited and I looked, and she was actually sitting because she had chicks still, so thankfully I didn't take the shot. And then the rest of the flock sort of all spooked off and they all flew away, so there wasn't any birds in there that I thought looked particularly injured. So there you go, 3 turkeys on deck. I think that's a nice little amount of turkey meat for the wild table. Letting this landscape know that none of these lives were taken in vain. Gratitude for being able to harvest wild food from here. Alright, welcome back to the kitchen. So that was an epic little adventure, and even though we didn't expect it, hunting those turkeys on that day was just fantastic. And here's the thing. So in New Zealand, a lot of people say that in any months that has an R in it, you shouldn't be hunting the turkeys. And the reasoning why people say that is because they think, and they do, this time of year the turkeys eat the crickets, which they say makes the meat taste not so good. I have a way around that, and it's very simple. You simply take the meat and you slow cook it. So what we've done is we've taken the turkey and put it in a slow cooker with some celery, some onions, a little bit of beef stock, some oil, and simple salt and pepper. And we've slow cooked the meat until it's basically just ready to fall off the bone, nice and tender, and to the point where you could easily remove it with a fork. What we're going to do is we're going to take this meat, we're going to strip it off the bones and remove all the tendons and anything in there that we don't want, and then basically create like a pulled turkey type scenario. And then we're going to take that meat and refry it with a bunch of really delicious ingredients, and then in the end we're going to take that meat and we're going to make some quesadillas. Alright, here we have a nice bowl of pulled turkey meat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat my cast iron pot, and I'm going to fry some onion until it starts to go translucent, and then I'm going to add the turkey meat to it. That and some sun-dried tomato, which I really like for flavor. So the turkey meat is in the pot. Now, turkey meat is one of those game meats that just wants to go dry on you. So you gotta make sure you got plenty of oil or some kind of liquid in the pot with you to make it a tasty meal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a ladle or two of the stock from the crock pot that I cooked the turkey in the first place and add it back to this dish, and I've also added plenty of olive oil. Once I've fried it in here a little bit and it starts to go fragrant, I'm gonna add a nice cupful of some Mexican spice, some bay leaves, I'm gonna add some rich plum sauce and a little bit of whole grain mustard, and then a handful of spices. Thyme, chili flake, coriander seeds, some smoked paprika and a little bit of cumin, and I'm gonna mix it all in and I'm gonna fry this for a little bit. Then at the very end, to finish it off, I'm gonna add some nice tomato passata and we'll simmer it for another 10 to 15 minutes, and then it'll be good to go to be used as a filling to go into the quesadillas. Okay, so there you go, all done. This didn't even take very long. Here is the pulled turkey, and obviously I've added a whole lot of flavor and ingredients to it. You can actually make a simpler version if you want to, but I really quite like getting a lot of flavor into this dish. Now, this is where the magic happens. At the moment, this looks like something the cat dragged into the carpet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this mixture and we're gonna spoon it onto some tortilla bases, small ones, and then basically add a whole lot of cheese, put another tortilla on the top, also adding some capsicum, forgot that, and then we're going to take that and stick it in the oven at 180 degrees Not for very long, only until it starts going a little bit brown on top and all that cheese is melted. It doesn't take very long, 5 to 10 minutes at 180 degrees, and preferably with heat coming from the top, so it really melts the cheese. And then all you gotta do is just put it onto a nice big serving board, take a sharp knife and cut it into wedges the same way that you would cut a pizza. And then you wind up with this nice, succulent, delicious, cheesy quesadilla. In my mind, this is definitely one of the best ways to take a game meat which has a tendency to dry out as it is and turn it back into a juicy, wonderfully delicious, moist meal. It just turns into a beautiful, delicious, melted mess. Nice crispy on top. I mean, if anyone tells me that they don't enjoy eating turkey this way, I'm gonna call them a liar. It's one of my absolute favorite go-to meals. Take a meat, slow cook it, walk away from it, pull it, chuck it into a pot with some nice ingredients, make a quesadilla filling, chuck it in the oven, done. There you go. Done. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.